Hello and welcome back to another lockdown lesson. Today we're going to focus on maths and we're going to continue on with our multiplication number facts. These. So remember that if we have all of these committed to memory and if we know all of these multiplication problems as facts, it'll make it a lot easier when we move on to long multiplication and much more complicated problems. Good. I always find that the easiest way of committing anything to memory is to make up a little song. So I think you know where this is going. We made up some songs in the last video. I believe there was a country one about the three times tables, and there was a reggae one about the multiples of 5, and also there was a hip hop one about the multiples of 2. So I think you know where we're going with this. We're going to do longer versions of them today, all the way up to the 10th multiple. I'm glad you're happy about that. So let's do hip hop first. First thing we're going to need is our hip hop background. Very good. I'm pretty sure it was our 2 multiples of 2 that we did with the hip hop. So we will need our multiples all the way up to 10, or all the way up to the 10th multiple. Excellent. And the last thing we definitely need, because a shirt isn't very hip hop, would be a costume change. So, costume change. What up? Okay, I've got my oversized jacket, I've got my bling, and I got my shades. Now all we need is the music. DJ, hit it! Okay, so I want you guys joining in. I'll say it once and then you join in, okay? Wait for the beat to drop. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. You guys. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Yo, 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 kill the music. Nice. Okay, so remember, guys, I can't see you through sunglasses. There we go. Okay, so remember that if you want to count up to or work out any multiplication, 2 times multiplication, we just use that song. So if I said 2 times 9, you go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. 18. So the answer is 18. And you can, so now you should know, or you can practice every times table, 2 times table up to 10. Okay, brilliant. So the next song that we're going to do is our 3 times. So what do we do our 3 times in? country and western, wasn't it? And I know this is somebody's favorite, so I want to hear you sing it, okay, Kelly? Brilliant. So, need to change the background. Nice. 3 times, need to put up that number. Perfect. And yeah, B-boys don't do country and western, so I think I need a costume change. Peace! Howdy, partner. Okay, I got my poncho. I've got my rifle. Don't have my cowboy hat, but I do have a little guitar. So, all we need now is the music. So, hit it. Yo! Okay, so I need you guys singing along. You can listen once. We've added extra bits, okay? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. That's a bit, you know. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Let's go back to the start. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Let's go back to the start. Okay, guys, so I know it's very fast, but you know up to 21 already from last time. So it's just 24, 27, 30. And then let's go back to the start. Okay, you ready? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Let's go back to the start. 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, you guys on your own. Three, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Let's go back to the start. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. I think that's the end of the song. I think it should be because it's gone on for a while. Okay, brilliant. So, again, it's a bit of a fun song to remember stuff, but it does have a purpose. You now know all your 3 times tables, or you've a mnemonic aid, which is a memory helper, to go for your 3 times tables all the way up to the 10th multiple. Okay? So 3 times 8 is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. 24. Oh, my guitar just fell. Ukulele. So, let's try for one more just to reinforce that point without instruments falling. 3 times 10. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 20. Let's try that again. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. That's the answer. 30. Okay, brilliant. So hope that was helpful. Our last rap song, our last song was, it was reggae, wasn't it? Oh, very cool. Well, the country and western background has to go, so. Nice. What was their reggae? It was 5 times. So we bring the numbers up. Actually. Okay. much as I'd like to do the song in my cowboy costume, I don't think it's appropriate. So reggae is generally played in Jamaica, where everybody's on holiday and everybody's laid back. So, and it used to be famous in history for loads of pirates used to smuggle their stuff and hide out in the Caribbean islands. So, because I don't have dreadlocks and a Rasta hat, I think I'll go with a pirate theme for the reggae because of the Caribbean. So let's do it. Yar. Okay, so I don't have much pirate stuff. I've got this hat. I've got my big pirate sword, and I've got some gold swag. Come to think of it, probably isn't very reggae. Yeah, maybe I just get rid of the pirate costume. Okay. Okay, so I got rid of the pirate costume. The closest thing I could come to reggae music was, because they usually have big dreadlocks, is the white boy version, which is a top knot. Okay, so I think we should just get on with the music because costume changing is exhausting. So, it's on. Okay, so this is their 5 times. Ready? Five, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, so that's as much we did the last day. We're going to continue on to 50. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 50. Okay, I'd forgotten how short a song that is. So let's try it one more time. Hit it. And there's a long intro. You ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, this time with you guys. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 50. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, now 50. Right, so I need to get a longer reggae song, or we need to do that quicker. Alright, so again, bit of fun, but it does help you memorize the 5 times tables. Okay? So for example, what's 5 times 7? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Oh, there we go. It's 35. Another way of remembering the 5 times tables is the pattern it forms. So if you remember our box, so if we start off on 0 in the ones, 0 in the tens, and 0 in the hundreds. Okay? We start counting, it's at 0. And we change the ones to 5. That's our first number. And then the ones goes back to a 0. And the tens goes up 1. 10. Next thing, the ones go back to a 5. 15. And then the ones go back to a 0. So every time it hits a 0, the next column gets unlocked and goes up. So 20. So the next number would be what? That's right. The ones column goes up to a 5. So the next number is 25. So that's another way, if you don't want to do the reggae song because you don't have a costume like I do, or like I don't. Yeah, speaking of that, the reggae's over now, so the top knot should probably go. Top knot's gone, and I think the reggae background should go as well. Good, good. Okay, so let's bring up our all our times tables from 0 to 100. So 10 multiplied by 10, 10 times 10. Okay. Excellent, there it is. So last week we covered the yellows, and I'm hoping that you've been practicing them, and I'm hoping that you now know them as number facts. So you don't have to work them out in your fingers or doing the song, you just know them like that. Okay? So this week we're going to cover the blues, the blue section. So a lot of them you know, and I'm going to give you some tricks to remember the other ones, and you can use the song to memorize them as well. But you have to have them as number facts as soon as possible, because I promise it'll help a lot when we move on to long multiplication and more complicated problems. So the first column of the blues are all multiplied by ones. They're all times 1. Now, you should definitely know that because the answer doesn't change. If I have 1 bag of 5 sweets, then how many sweets do I have? 5, exactly. And if I have 1 bag of 8 sweets, how many sweets am I going to have? 8, exactly. So we should know all that column, because we could, if you multiply anything by 1, you get the same amount. So 1,000,000 times 1 is 1,000,000. 1,743,000 by 1 multiplied by 1 is 1,743,000. Doesn't change, no matter how small or how big the number is. It's always the same when you multiply it by 1. Excellent. So, that goes for the top row as well. Because of the commutative property, do you remember that the product remains the same even if you swap the places of the two factors? Brilliant. So we know the top row already, and we know the left column. Very good. Okay, so let's go with the column on the far right. So that's multiplying everything by 10. And that's easy to remember because there's a little trick you can do. All you have to do, because you're multiplying it by 10, it's moving up a place value. So if we look at our box, and we go to, 5 multiplied by 10. Then I would just, the 5 would move into the tens. And this just resets to 0. So 5 by 10 is 50. What if I wanted to multiply 4 by 10? Then the 4 goes from the ones column and moves into the tens. And then the ones column, resets. So you end up with 40. So that's the same for any number you like. If you multiply 320 by 10, then they all just move into the next place value column, and the ones column resets to a 0. So you just basically add on a 0. So 7 times 10 is 70. 5 times 10 is 50. 3 times 10 is 30. Excellent. Oh, and because of the commutative property, because if the product stays the same, the two factors can change place. It doesn't affect the answer. The bottom row is all multiplied by tens again. So let's move on to the next one. Let's do our 2 times row. So we know from our multiple songs, our reggae one for the 2, and the commutative property, so we know that 6 by 2 can also be written as 2 by 6, and it won't affect the answer. So from our reggae song, or from our hip hop song, 2, 4, 6. Oh yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we know our answer is 12. And the same can be done for 7 times 2. We can switch that round to 2 times 7. Brilliant. And then from your rap, you know that song. 8 times 2, we can switch it around to 2 times 8. We know that's from our rap. 9 times 2, can we switch around to 2 times 9. And the same with 10, but we already know from our trick that would be 20. Let's move on to the next column. So the 3 times. Again, we can do our commutative property. So 6 times 3 is the same as 3 times 6. And we know from our country song, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. We know our answer is 18. And we can go do the same for the 7 times 3, 8 times 3, and 9 times 3. Very good. So we've only 2 rows left. The row at the top there, we know that from our table song or our rap song. And the row in the middle there, 5 times. So we should know that from our reggae song. And that's all the blues. Now I know that there's a lot more of them than the yellows, but I would like you to practice and learn them. You know most of them already. You know the tricks to work out the rest. But it's very important that you commit them to memory. You have to know them as number facts. Because if they're not number facts in your head, when you get onto more complicated problems, you're going to have to go back and waste time working out that, and you'll end up getting confused in the actual problem you're doing. Cool. So I hope that was a help. I hope it was a bit of fun. And I want you just to learn those off before the next video. Because when we've gone through that whole table, we can move on to long multiplication. Multiplication and long multiplication, okay? Perfect. So, slán a bhaile.